Hello wonderful people and happy Halloween! Today's painting is a little homage on Inktober, which I did not participate in this year, but I did in I think 2018 or 19, where I finished the whole month with daily paintings, and my challenge for that month was to create paintings or drawings or sketches, however you would like to call them, using different inks and mostly a brush with them, but sometimes also dip pens or a glass dip pen that I used, and make the sketches without a pre-sketch, without pre-drawing, just to practice handling ink, handling this medium where there is not a lot of possibility to fix mistakes if I made one. In today's painting I actually made a mistake and it was able to fix because I used watercolor. The color I used, it's a monochrome painting, and it was just one that jumped out to me that I was somehow fascinated by. It's the Przybysz gray from Roman Szmal. And this color is like a nice inky purple color. It's very dark in the mass tone, but when diluted, it almost has hints of pink, and it's just gorgeous. I don't know. It definitely has a kind of purplish violet undertone, and I like it a lot. So with a little bit of watered down color, I did sketch the skull first, because I actually like to draw skulls for practice. I did it in gouache too, and I think I've already showed it in some of the videos. But I also thought it would be fitting for Halloween to create a painting like that. So I'm laying down the basic shapes, I will fill them in, and then go in and create the darkest darks and all the other shadows that are needed to create this piece. Sorry. To look for references for this skull, I actually looked up, and I'm not sure what it's called in English. In German it's Beinhaus, and these are like buildings that were built in the Middle Ages to store skulls and bones from the cemeteries that were left over when the graves were repurposed after a certain time. It could be decades, etc. And those bones weren't thrown away. They couldn't be just discarded off, and so they were stored in these buildings, and sometimes even arranged beautifully with kinds of like weird morbid mosaic. And it's actually something really beautiful but also very macabre. So when I looked for reference photos, I first thought I could like paint a whole wall, etc. But there was one that really stood out to me, and it was like a pillar with skulls on top that were decorated before this beautiful arched Gothic ceiling began. Really gorgeous. So that's what I used for a reference photo, and that's what I painted. Of course, there's no chance to know who these skulls belong to. I'm actually curious now if there's a way to find it out. Probably not, because there are so many, and I'm not sure that did keep books about which skull was used for which part of the building or where it was located. And yeah, in these buildings there are also like full-on chandeliers and other decorations made from human remains, bones. And I wonder sometimes why people were so fascinated by it, but also how it turned out that the need to keep those remains safe, because they obviously weren't destroyed or in other ways, but how people did not only like keep them, but had the urge or the wish to rearrange them in a artful way and create a certain aesthetic using these remains. I think this is actually something fascinating. Maybe I should read more about it. Yeah. So, yeah, this is what I was occupied with, what I was fascinated with these few days, and what I was thinking about when I created this piece. As you can see, I have now created the darkest darks, and to enhance the valleys that the skull creates or has. And leave the lights. It's, by the way, gray toned watercolor paper in the sketchbook that I use. So there is no pure white on this page. It's gray. And the darkest darks are these purplish black, and they complemented each other very well, I feel. The Hahnemühle toned sketchbook, it's not really dark. I feel like it's not even a true middle tone for the gray, so that you don't need a white. But if you use a white on this paper, it would enhance the lights even more. Review is yet coming. I'm still trying these out. I also have a brownish one that I used, and that you have seen on the channel too a month ago, or a bit more maybe. I still don't have a full-on opinion on these yet, because on the one side I do enjoy them, on the other side it's not my favorite paper to work on. But yeah, in the end I'm now filling in the little cracks and scars that the skull has, and we can't know where these kind of came from. Like, it had two straight lines that looked like I don't know, very artificially almost, and I'm not sure, was it something that happened during the building process, or was it something that just happened before death? I'm obviously not qualified enough to find that out, and that's why I was curious enough to find out more about it and think more about it. But yeah, it will stay a mystery to me, but I still enjoyed it. It was more fun thinking a bit about what it could be, thinking about this art form and this form of preservation of remains. There are a few that are pretty weird to us when we think back about what was common during that period. Yeah. And that's what I share with you on this Halloween. Have a wonderful day. I hope you celebrate it. And if you do, tell me about it in the comments. Do you dress up? Do you decorate your house up? Let me know. I'm very curious about how you celebrate the holiday. And yeah, what do you do? Do you have traditions that you follow? Let me know in the comments. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful Halloween, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!